Some people call this Pikachu Bumblebee Pikachu because of the way it looks. And this card in Japanese was originally printed in the Vending series. And then it was reprinted in the red deck of the Quick Starter gift set. These cards in the gift set are a little bit different because they are non-glossy. They're more like the Pokemon cards we have today, and they also have no rarity symbol. Also, some of them are holofoils, and we'll get into that later. After this, we got an Italian version of the card, and this was included in the Pikachu World Collection. Now, this product was only available in Sydney, Australia in 2000 for the Summer Olympics. It's the only way you could get this. And you know a card is from the Pikachu World Collection if it has the little gold Pikachu tail stamp on it opposite of the promo star. And we finally got our actual English print on November 14th, 2000, and it came with the VHS release, or DVD I guess, if you were a rich kid, of Pokemon 2000, the second Pokemon movie. And during the same month, USA Today reported that the Hasbro factories making Pokemon toys ramped up production by 20 times, and they still could not meet the demand for Pokemon. So Pokemania was in full swing, and so this VHS and this Pikachu promo were riding the wave. So the original Japanese Surfing Pikachu was released in a Koro comic from September 1997. It came in a 2-pack along with Imakuni. And there was a second chance to get this Surfing Pikachu in the December 1998 issue of Koro comic, but this one was a mail-in campaign, so you actually had to cut out a little piece and mail it in, and they would send you back the Surfing Pikachu. By the way, all of the promos from Koro comic are printed on glossy cardstock. And then this card was reprinted again and awarded at a Pokemon Stamp Rally event. So you would have to ride the railway, make stops at different stations, collect stamps, and you would be awarded this Surfing Pikachu. But this Surfing Pikachu has different artwork. It's nicknamed the Mount Fuji Surfing Pikachu. Oh, and the Mount Fuji variant is printed on regular cardstock, so this one is non-glossy. The next Surfing Pikachu to be printed was actually a French version, and yes, it has that little gold Pikachu tail stamp, so it did come from the Pokemon World Collection. And finally, Black Star promo number 27 came in August 2001 if you attended a Pokemon League event. And then Surfing Pikachu was printed again for the Pokemon Web expansion, so this was an online only expansion. I mean, the cards were real, but you could only purchase them online. And then after this, we got another Surfing Pikachu in Rising Rivals and another for Evolutions in the 20th year anniversary. All of these different variants of Pikachu, and they never had it ride the Thunder Wave. This Marill was first available with the July 1999 issue of Koro comic, so yes, it's glossy, but this card is super unique. If you look at it, you can see that it retained the old layout, like of an original Pokemon card. As you know, once we moved on to Neo series, the cards got a little bit of a different layout, kind of an upgraded design, but this Marill kept the old design, which is odd because it's a Gen 2 Pokemon. In English, this Marill was printed and handed out as a promotion just to promote the Neo expansions, and you could get it at any participating store. So it's kind of hard to tell, but this card has two errors. The water energy symbols are off center. Also, in the attack description, it's missing a water energy symbol. It should be right here. And this card was printed one more time in Japanese with the Pokemon Web expansion, which gave the card a new look. I think it's pretty cool. So the Japanese Togepi was released with the June 1999 issue of Koro comic, so yes, it's glossy. And much like Marill, it retains the original card design, which again is super unique and only a few cards are like this. So Black Star promo number 29, this Togepi was available in January 2001 as a Pokemon League promo. Now in North America we got Marill before Togepi, but in Japan it was the other way around. Togepi was released first, which makes it the very first Gen 2 Pokemon card. The Japanese Cleffa was another Coro comic promo. This was released in February 2000, and it gets the new card design, so it's not like Togepi and Marill. And then the Black Star promo came exactly 1 year later in February 2001 as a Pokemon League promo. So the Japanese Smeargle was first released with Volume 7 of the Pokemon Card Trainers magazine, released July 1st, 2000. And the English version released March 2001 as a Pokemon League promo. The artwork on the Smeargle is by Komiya, who has illustrated a lot of Pokemon cards right up to today. Komiya is one of my favorite artists of, I guess, pretty much all time. And when I was writing this script, I realized I don't have the Black Star promo Smeargle, so I bought the card. So the Japanese Scizor was first released in July 2000 Coro comic, therefore it is glossy. The Black Star promo we got in June 2001 as a Pokemon League promo. In Japan, this Entei was released with Premium File 2. This was a product with 9 cards, and you could buy this at the cinema for the third Pokemon movie. Later on, it was released as a standalone product in retail stores. And as you probably already know, in North America, you got this Entei, the Black Star promo, when you bought a ticket to go see the third Pokemon movie. And fun fact, this is the first reverse foil card ever to be released outside of Japan. This Pichu was released in Premium File 2 as well, so it has the same release date as Entei, but in North America it was a Pokemon League promo for April 2001. So in Japan, this card was given out as a free promo when you went to go see the third Pokemon movie. And in North America, it is a Pokemon League promo for May 2001. So this Hitmontop was the second card given away at the third Pokemon movie in Japan. It was Igglybuff and this Hitmontop. And by the way, both of these cards were printed on glossy cardstock. And there's text at the bottom of these cards that says Pikachu the Movie 2000 in English. And the English version of this card, the Black Star promo, we got in July 2001 as a Pokemon League promo. So Unown J was first released in Volume 8 of the Pokemon Card Trainers magazine, which includes a whole mini manga on the Unown cards. The English version, the Black Star promo, was available with the VHS or the DVD if you actually purchased the third Pokemon movie. And while researching this, I noticed that the PSA 10 of this Unown J is like kind of silly expensive for some reason. That's because there's only 43 of these graded in a 10, which is a smaller pop number than most Black Star promos. The Japanese version of this Misdreavus was included in Volume 9 of the Pokemon Card Trainers magazine in Japan. For us, we got it as a Black Star promo in September 2001 at the Pokemon League. This card actually started out in base set, both English and Japanese, and then was reprinted in the Japanese Nibi City Gym and Yamabuki Gym theme decks, and also in English in base set 2. And then it finally got new artwork with the Black Star promo release. This was given out in November 2001 at the grand opening of the New York Pokemon Center. And if you look closely, the artwork is a computer-generated rendering of the second floor. And this card is known to be one of the most rare and sought-after, not only Black Star promos, but rare and sought-after Pokemon cards in general. It was later reprinted with new artwork for Next Destinies, and then there was a black and white Japanese reprint with Evolutions. Back in July and August 2000 in Japan, a World Challenge Summer Tournament was held. 8 different prints of Lucky Stadium were made to represent each region in which the tournament was held. An extremely rare copy was then presented to the few competitors who went on to the Tropical Mega Battle Tournament. It was later reprinted in the Japanese half-deck intro pack Neo. And then there was an English reprint in Neo Destiny. And then as Black Star promo number 41, this card was also given out at the New York Pokemon Center in November 2001. And yes, it is also extremely rare and sought after and quite expensive. Pokemon Tower was first printed in Japanese in the Series 3 of the Vending Series in 1998. Then there was an English version, which is Black Star promo number 42, and it was released as a Pokemon League promo in January 2002. Okay, this Machamp was part of a really cool campaign that was held in Japan for the Vending Series. To obtain this Machamp card, you would have to evolve one of your Machoke cards. This was done by sending in a copy of any Machoke card you had, along with a copy of Bill's PC, off to Media Factory, and they would send you back this Machamp, so your Machoke evolved. It was just like in the games how you would have to trade some Pokemon. And although this Machamp is sort of part of the Vending Series, it is printed on non-glossy cardstock, and it's also a holofoil. This is nicknamed the Masaki Machamp. Another Japanese version was reprinted as a Pokemon web card, and then over here in North America, we got it as a Black Star promo in the Pokemon League, February 2002. This Magmar was originally included in Series 3 of the Japanese Vending Series cards, but then it was reprinted for the Quick Starter gift set. That means it has no rarity symbol, and this copy is non-glossy. And the Black Star promo was from the Pokemon League in March 2002. So this Scyther was originally from Series 3 of the Japanese Vending Series, but it was reprinted with the Quick Starter gift set. So the Vending Series version will be glossy, and then the gift set version is going to be non-glossy. It's going to have no rarity symbol, and it will also be a holofoil. Over here we got it in English as a Pokemon League promo in April 2002, but this card actually has an error on it. The text in the parentheses is not italicized, and it should be. This Electabuzz was first printed as a Vending Series card from Series 2. The Black Star promo was a Pokemon League promo for May 2002. And this illustration is by Tanaka, who very fittingly also did this Elekid from Neo Genesis. So this Mew, the famous Lily Pad Mew, was first available in the February 1997 issue of CoroCoro Comic, but it then got a reprint, and it was also available at that same Pokemon stamp rally as the Mount Fuji Surfing Pikachu. If you collected enough stamps, you would get a 2-pack of both Surfing Pikachu and the Lily Pad Mew. There was another chance to get this Lily Pad Mew in the November 1998 issue of CoroCoro Comic, but this one was a mailing campaign, so you had to cut out a little slit from the page, mail it in, and then you would get Mew in return. The Black Star promo version of this card was a Pokemon League promo for June 2002, and this card actually has an error on it. Mew's attack, Psyshock, causes the enemy Pokemon to become confused, when really it should be paralyzed. And there is a version of this card reprinted for the 20th anniversary in, I think, the Evolutions set, but it's not a direct copy, so it's not really a reprint, but I still think it's pretty cool. So this Articuno was first printed in Series 2 of the Japanese Vending Series, and so it is glossy. But it was reprinted for the Quick Starter gift set. This version is non-glossy, it has no rarity symbol, and it is a holofoil. The Black Star promo was released as a Pokemon League promo in July 2002, and this card is illustrated by Atsuko Nishida, and this is the only legendary bird she ever illustrated, which is a total bummer. I'd love to see this style with Zapdos or Moltres. A Pokemon trading card game illustration contest was held by CoroCoro Comic in Japan '97. The winner, Keita Takahashi, is the illustrator of this Snorlax. Takahashi was awarded 20 copies for himself, and then this card was later reprinted with Vending Series 1. And there is no difference between Takahashi's 20 copies and the Vending Series copy, they're both glossy. But it was reprinted with the Quick Starter gift set, so that is a non-glossy version with no rarity symbol. Over here, Wizards of the Coast held a very similar illustration contest. The winner was Craig Turvey, and you might recognize this Snorlax as Black Star promo number 49. So the Japanese version of this Celebi was originally included with the Nintendo Space World 2001 official guidebook in Japan, August 2001. The English version, Black Star promo number 50, was included with the purchase of a ticket if you went to see Pokemon Forever at the cinema. This is the only Black Star promo movie promo that I didn't get as a kid because I never went to see Pokemon Forever, which is a bummer because there's actually an error on this card. They misspelled Hajime Kusajima, they forgot the A, so it's just Hajime Kusajim. Now this was later reprinted as a Nintendo Black Star promo, English only and with the error corrected, and we'll come back to this in just a sec. This Rapidash was originally included in the January 2001 copy of CoroCoro Comic, so it's glossy. The English version was available in the November 2002 copy of Nintendo Power magazine. But then at the same time there was another one released at the Pokemon Center in New York, and this one has a special stamp below the illustration window. So in Japan, this Ho-Oh card was released a month before the Rapidash in the December 2001 issue of CoroCoro Comic. The English version of the Ho-Oh was released right beside the Rapidash, so you could also get it in that Nintendo Power magazine or at the Pokemon Center. And yes, there's the second version with the stamp below the illustration window. So unlike most of the cards on this list, this Suicune wasn't a Japanese promo. It came from the Town with No Map expansion. It came to English in the Aquapolis expansion as a non-holo holo and also as a reverse holo box topper. It was reprinted but with new artwork and included with the VHS and DVD release of Pokemon Forever in both English and Japanese. Only the English version has the Pokemon Forever stamp on it though. This Suicune was later reprinted with a new card design as a Nintendo Black Star promo, around the same time as that Celebi, which makes these two cards the only Wizards of the Coast and Nintendo Black Star promo cards. Suicune was the final Black Star promo to ever be released by Wizards of the Coast. As of October 1st, 2003, their license was handed over to the Pokemon Company. And you might be wondering where Ancient Mew is. Well, Ancient Mew is not actually a Black Star promo, but I did make an entire video on Ancient Mew.